Nikola Jokic eyes historic fourth MVP as Nuggets prepare for 2025-26 season. Nikola Jokic, the seven-time All-NBA center for the Denver Nuggets, stands on the brink of yet another historic milestone. ESPN pundits, in their latest off-season survey, have predicted that the Serbian superstar will capture his fourth league MVP award in 2026, a feat that would firmly cement his legacy among basketball's all-time greats. In a poll conducted by Tim Bontemps, 7 of 20 NBA insiders placed their vote for Jokic, ahead of notable stars like reigning Oklahoma City Thunder MVP Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, five-time All-NBA Los Angeles Lakers guard Luka Doncic, San Antonio Spurs All-Star center Victor Wembanyama, two-time MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Minnesota Timberwolves sharpshooter Anthony Edwards. The numbers speak volumes. Jokic, at 30, is not only entering his prime but doing so with the confidence of a player who has already redefined what it means to be a modern center, a career like no other. From the streets of Sombor, Serbia, to the bright lights of the NBA, Jokic's journey has been anything but conventional. Drafted 41st overall in 2014, few expected him to become the cornerstone of a championship franchise. But over the last decade, Jokic has transformed the center position. Known for his basketball IQ, passing wizardry, and uncanny scoring touch, he is the first true point center the league has ever seen. In 2022, Jokic became the first center in NBA history to average a triple-double over a full season, a feat he repeated in 2025, further proving that positional labels no longer constrain his impact on the game. His unique combination of scoring, rebounding, and playmaking has turned Denver into perennial contenders and reshaped the way franchises value big men. Nuggets on the rise. Denver's 2023 championship remains a touchstone moment for the franchise, yet the subsequent seasons were a test of resilience. The team has not advanced beyond the second round since their title run, and frustrations mounted last season, prompting major organizational changes. Owner Josh Kroenke made bold moves, firing former head coach Michael Malone and ex-team president Calvin Booth with just 3 games left in the regular season. Into that void came co-executive vice presidents Ben Tenzer and Jonathan Wallace, charged with charting a course back to the top. Their first order of business, fortifying the roster around Jokic and star point guard Jamal Murray. Denver's off-season strategy has been surgical. Trades for combo forward Cam Johnson and backup center Jonas Valanciunas added depth, while free agent signings like Tim Hardaway Jr. and Bruce Brown brought experience and versatility. Former interim head coach David Adelman was promoted, providing continuity while infusing fresh ideas into the Nuggets system. The Nuggets, analysts say, are poised for a major bounce back in 2025-26. With Houston's Fred VanVleet sidelined by an ACL injury, Denver and Oklahoma City have emerged as the top favorites in the Western Conference, a recognition of both talent and smart roster construction. Jokic's MVP case. Last season, Jokic played 70 games and delivered averages that read like a fantasy stat sheet: 29.6 points, .576/.417/.800 splits, 12.7 rebounds, 10.2 assists, and 1.8 steals per game. He finished second in MVP voting to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, underscoring just how competitive the league has become at the top tier. Yet Jokic's argument for 2026 is stronger than ever. Health and consistency will be key. If Jokic can remain durable and Denver posts an elite record, he could capture a fourth MVP, joining an elite club of players like LeBron James, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and Bill Russell. His combination of impact metrics, player efficiency rating per box plus/minus, and win shares consistently ranks among the league's best, demonstrating that his value is not just perceived but measurable. The MVP competition. The path to Jokic's fourth MVP will not be uncontested. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the reigning Oklahoma City MVP, is a dynamic scorer and floor general capable of carrying a team deep into the playoffs. Luka Doncic, despite repeated playoff frustrations, continues to dazzle with his ability to take over games single-handedly. Victor Wembanyama, now entering his fourth NBA season, has quickly become one of the most dominant two-way players in the league. And of course, Giannis Antetokounmpo and Anthony Edwards remain perennial threats to take over the conversation. Yet what separates Jokic from this star-studded field is not just his numbers but his ability to elevate those around him. His gravity on the floor opens lanes for shooters, creates mismatches, and allows Denver to operate at peak efficiency. As a leader, Jokic's quiet, unassuming demeanor masks an ironclad will to win, a characteristic often overlooked in the MVP debate but critical in a league obsessed with narratives. Style of play, redefining the center. Jokic's game is not flashy in the traditional sense. There are no thunderous dunks or jaw-dropping blocks every possession. What makes him extraordinary is subtlety. His passes thread the needle like laser-guided missiles, his footwork in the post is surgical, and his shot selection is nearly flawless. In many ways, Jokic represents the evolution of basketball itself, a game increasingly dominated by spacing, pace, and skill over raw athleticism. He has made it clear that the center position need not be an afterthought, it can be the fulcrum of a modern offense. Nuggets season outlook. Denver's 2025-26 campaign promises intrigue. The Nuggets are loaded with depth, blending youth and experience in a way that few Western Conference teams can match. Jamal Murray continues to be a dynamic backcourt partner, while the additions of Cam Johnson and Bruce Brown provide flexibility on both ends. Valanciunas offers insurance in the post, allowing Jokic to conserve energy for critical stretches. If Jokic maintains his health, the Nuggets are positioned not just for a high playoff seed but for a deep run, potentially even a second championship in 3 years. The Western Conference, while still formidable, has openings that savvy franchises like Denver can exploit. Historical context. Winning a 4th MVP would cement Jokic among the greatest to ever play the game. Only a handful of players, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, 6, Bill Russell, 5, LeBron James, 4, have reached this level. Jokic's ascension is remarkable not just because of its rarity but because it is predicated on a style of play that breaks from convention. He is proof that vision, IQ, and craft can rival raw athleticism in defining basketball greatness. As ESPN insiders and fans begin to circle their MVP ballots, Jokic's story is clear: a career of sustained excellence, innovation at the center position, and leadership that transforms a franchise. A 4th MVP is no longer a distant possibility, it is within reach. Looking ahead, the 2025-26 season promises excitement for Denver and the NBA at large. Jokic, with his cerebral approach and near-unmatched skill set, is poised to dominate headlines once more. But beyond the individual accolades, it is the team's performance that will ultimately define the narrative. With smart management, strategic roster moves, and the leadership of one of the game's most unique talents, the Nuggets are ready to write the next chapter of their championship story. With Nikola Jokic at the center, literally and figuratively, the league will be watching, the fans will be watching, and Jokic, he will simply keep playing the game his way, as only he can.